Innovate UK, it has a really central role in a lot of the things that are happening in the UK, and it's often behind the scenes. So there are many examples of projects which are doing some really great things, and then when you delve down deep into it, they're receiving funding from Innovate UK, or there's companies involved that have received funding from Innovate UK. So whilst it's not always a sort of public-facing role, Innovate UK's role across all of the net zero areas is really not to be understated. We work with a number of organisations, but the main focus and the main funding that we have at the moment is working with the Department for Transport on a programme that's called the Zero Emission Road Freight Demonstrations. And those are starting to fund multi-year on-road demonstrations of zero emission heavy goods vehicles. So battery electric trucks or lorries, or hydrogen fuel cell trucks or lorries. And that programme is really important because it's going to understand how well those technologies work in the real world and work to collect data and inform government to help shape future policy around heavy goods vehicles. It's a particularly difficult sector to decarbonise. So heavy goods vehicles use a lot of energy. They often run at relatively high speeds for hours at a time. And when we think about fossil fuels, they have the advantage that the embedded energy is essentially free, and then it's also very dense, so you can quickly refuel a vehicle with fossil fuels. Net zero technologies in battery electric in particular, and also in hydrogen fuel cell, they don't share some of those advantages. They do have other advantages, such as local air quality. There are some inherent challenges here that will have to be solved, not just by changing the vehicle, but by changing the working patterns of the operations the vehicle runs with. The UK's targets around phasing out non-zero emission heavy goods vehicles are very progressive and advanced, particularly compared to some other countries around the world. At a sort of a government policy level, we've set some very ambitious targets. There is a long way to go, and there's lots of companies that are very keen on doing this, but because of the range of different technologies they can use, they find it hard to know which technologies they should invest in. So whilst there is a lot of appetite to do this, there's a big challenge in figuring out how to do it. There's so much uncertainty that really it's very hard to do at the moment. With programs like the Zero Emission Road Freight Demonstrations, we're starting to show how it can be done and how it can be done in a cost-effective way. One of the projects I'm particularly pleased with is the Battery Electric Truck Trial, or BET project, where we work with funding from the Department for Transport, and we work with Leyland Trucks in the UK, who make and sell and manufacture the electric trucks in the UK. So that project is centred around the challenge of supporting the uptake of battery electric trucks. And a couple of years ago, we realised that there were battery electric truck models that were coming onto the market now, and they were available with short lead times, but really the pull from the market and the pull from businesses was relatively low. And the challenge there is that the vehicles are expensive up front, but no one really understood the lifetime cost and how to get the vehicles operating well and the infrastructure requirements. So the Battery Electric Truck project, it has 20 battery electric trucks, and they are deployed with the NHS and also with various local authorities, and they are swapping out and sort of taking over from the diesel vehicle before them, but they are running normal operations and performing as would be expected. And there is a website where they are showcasing some of the learning from that project and sharing it out to help other companies make this transition and really learn from what we're doing here. So it's a really good project, and it's really great to see it happen.